I need to record my screen. I had forgotten how much work it was. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my September TBR. I'm very excited about this one. First of all, August has been insane. There has been quite a lot of life events, like major life things happening to me in August. Me quitting my job and starting a new job is not the biggest thing happening in August. Let's just say that. My reading has not been the best in August, or it has not really gone as expected. But because of that, I'm so much more hopeful about September, and I hope I can redeem myself a bit and get to some of the books I had hoped to get to in August. Also, September is my birthday month. I don't know, we're gonna see what happens in September. I have no freaking clue. Life is insane. There are a few readathons I hope to participate in September as well. Bookoplathon, I have already done my roles for that one, and I will talk about the books I'll be reading for that one later on. There's also the magical readathon hosted by G, then the NSFW-athon, which sounds so much fun. Another exciting thing about this month's TBR is that I'm going back to my TBR game, to my randomizing my TBR shelf. I didn't do it for August because of the tropical readathon. I have honestly missed it. I really like this approach of like picking my TBR, just to randomize it. And we're just gonna have to see how the books I end up picking now might fit into the readathons that I just mentioned. We'll see. As per usual, I have some categories that I would like to pick my books from. Today I'll be picking books from 6 different categories. We have my physical TBR, my Goodreads want to read list, my ARCs, my Goodreads challenge, my scribd audiobooks, and also my currently reading books. I have some catching up to do, especially because I've started like 3 books in August and still haven't finished them. That's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna jump right into it, right? My physical TBR is the one you see behind me, and I have counted it. I currently have 57 books on my physical TBR. That includes library books as well. I have 4 library books over there. I also have like my pretty books, my classics, 57 books in total. So I'm gonna pull up a random number generator. I should also screen record from 1 to 57. 3, 2, 1. Oh wait. 4. It's back there. I won't look. Okay, it's back there. I'm just gonna put my phone on the gimbal and then we'll count the books, but it's over there, it's behind me, because that's where I start to count. So perhaps you can already see which book it is. So this is actually where we start counting. I have a book up here that is also included in this count because I have not read it yet. So this one will be counted as well. So we have 1, going down, 2, 3, 4. It's The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. So the first book that was picked for me was book number 4, and that is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. You might see that there's already a bookmark in this one. This is because this one was randomly picked for me in April or May, I think. I think I read like the first 1 or 2 chapters in this one. So it is also on my currently reading, 2 flies with 1 stone. That's not the saying. 2 birds with 1 stone. This is one of my 5-star predictions. The more time that passes when I'm not reading this one, I'm getting more intimidated by it and afraid that I won't enjoy it. I am a bit scared of it now. I think I'm more scared of it now than I was like during the spring or even last year when I bought it. It's very character driven. It's very grimdark. So many people love this one, and so many people loves Joe Abercrombie's writing as well. So I do have such high expectations on this one, but I just really hope that this book actually can live up to them. If I love it, I know that my September reads will already be amazing. Next up is my Goodreads want to read list. As of this moment, my Goodreads want to read list is 403 books long, and from 1 to 403. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. 119. Okay. Hopefully it's recording, we're gonna have to see. But I'm on my Goodreads want to read list. It was book 119, so we're just gonna have to scroll. And it might be on page 6, if I can count. Sometimes I can, sometimes I don't. But if it's 20 books per page, yeah, okay. Scrolling down. What do we have? We have House of Earth and Blood, we have some ARCs, we have some fantasy, more fantasy, YA fantasy, vampire fantasy, a sci-fi, a rom-com, fantasy. Ooh! Book 119 is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This is a Swedish book. The first book in the Millennium trilogy. In Swedish it's called Män som hatar kvinnor. I've been meaning to read this one for a while. I really want to, but for some reason I think this one is, because it's too old, it's not in bookstores anymore. My library don't really have it because it's been on loan for ages. This one has been surprisingly hard to get a hold of. I might just have to order it or something. Perhaps I'll do it for my birthday then. I think this is about like a hacker, a female hacker named Lisbeth. She, together with this detective, tried to figure out some crimes and stuff. I think most people know what this one is about. I have been trying to get more into Swedish authors and read like Swedish books that are actually well known internationally, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm quite happy I got this one. This is actually quite an alright one. Next category is my ARCs. ARCs are advanced reader copies. I get them from NetGalley. Basically you can get the book in advance before it's published, pay them back by reviewing the book. And the more books you review, the better your ratio get, and the better your ratio get, the more books you can get in advance. My ratio is quite low. It's not 0%, but it's around there. It's like 10 or something, 10 or 20. Last time I looked, I had been approved for 10 books on NetGalley. So we're gonna put the random number generator from 1 to 10. This can go so many ways because my ARCs are so random. Probably not a book I will know. It might not even be a book I can access anymore because it's been too long since I requested it. From 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. Number 8. Okay, here we have 1. What number was it? 8, I think. This is 1. Then we have give feedback. These are more books. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Switch. This is quite cool actually. The Switch is by Beth O'Leary. She's the same writer as the one who wrote The Flatshare and also The Road Trip, which I think was released this year. And I have this as an audiobook. And even if I can't access it on NetGalley anymore because it's been too long since I requested this book, I think I can still get it on Scribd. So, okay, I'm excited about this one. This is a rom-com. I think it's about a girl and a grandma or something that switch houses. A grandmother and a granddaughter swap lives in the Switch, a charming romantic novel by Beth O'Leary. This was in the Goodreads Choice Awards romance list, but I know that many people argue that it shouldn't be there because there's not really that much romance in it. I think this can be a fun and entertaining read. Light-hearted, that's what I'm after at the moment. Too many major things has been going on in my life. I just want happy-go-lucky, light-hearted romance. Next up we have my Goodreads reading challenge. This is something I have challenged myself with, where I'm trying to read books that either won or were nominated in the Goodreads Choice Awards of 2020. So I made a list of all the books I'm interested in from the different categories, and I'm also trying to just make sure I at least read all of the winners from the categories. I think I have 27 books left to read on my list that I have made, so let's do from 1 to 27. 3, 2, 1. 12. Okay, so this is my life journal where I'm keeping like notes and stuff. So in this one I have the list of the books I want to read from the Goodreads challenge. So let's just look at it. The number was 12, so we're gonna count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. Beach read it is. So the book that was chosen for me from my Goodreads reading challenge, my reading the winners from the Goodreads Choice Awards challenge, was Beach Read by Emily Henry, obviously perhaps from the romance category, and I'm so happy with this pick. This book is not mine, I have borrowed it from a friend, so it's also great that I'm getting to it as soon as possible. As I said, I'm in the mood for like fluffy rom-coms. I've heard that this one is a bit of a downer, that it can be a bit sad and like make you cry. I feel like this is the sort of book I want right now. This book is about 2 authors, and I think they both have like writing block or something. One writes literary fiction and one writes romance, so they decide to switch genres, so that the one who writes literary fiction tries to write romance and so on. Polar opposites, they switch genres, and I guess they have some major breakthroughs, both in their professional work and like with the writing, and also in their love life, possibly. 2 categories left. First we have my Scribd audiobooks. I looked it up and I currently have 140 audiobooks saved on my Scribd account. From 1 to 140. 3, 2, 1, go. 129. Instead of me counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and down to 129, I'm gonna start at the bottom and count 140, 139, so on, so on. Okay, cool, let's do that. Filter audiobooks, now we're talking. 140, 139, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Wait, was it 129? Yep, it was 129. So, ooh, 129 is Call Me By Your Name by Andrei Aziman. And I believe this one is narrated by Armie Hammer. I have seen the movie, Call Me By Your Name. I think it's stunning. I think it's very beautiful. Timothée Chalamet is amazing. Obviously, there has been some controversies about Armie Hammer lately, especially like this year in 2021, I think during the spring. So I know that many decided to like cancel the movie and the book, or the audiobook at least, because of his involvement with them. I would still really like to give the book a go. From what I know, this is about a young boy, his family, I think they go to Italy during the summers or something, or they live in Italy perhaps, but his dad is some sort of professor and he takes in a student who I guess like is his assistant and helps out with research and stuff. They sort of start a romantic relationship. So it's a queer book, we have queer representation. And then the final category that I will be picking a book from is my currently reading list. So I'm just gonna go on my currently reading on Goodreads and see what books I have logged there. Obviously, if The Blade itself is chosen, I won't read it, I will pick another one, or I will skip it basically. I think I have 13 books on that currently reading, so this will be interesting as well. I think it's good that I'm keeping this in as a way for me to actually try and finish some of the books I'm currently reading. Also, perhaps the book that's chosen for me, I might already finish it in August, depending on which one it is, obviously. But hey, we're gonna have to see. From 1 to 13. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Number 7. Well, that's nice and in the middle of everything. So number 7, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This month my game really wants me to get back to some of the books I've been meaning to read. So the book that was chosen for me from my currently reading books was Life of Pi by Jan Martel. This book was actually chosen for me already in April or May. I think my game is trying to tell me something. I started this book like a year ago and I'm about 10% through it. I have only seen the movie, so I don't know that much about this one. The movie is something about a boy and a tiger on like a shipwreck or something, or on a boat. What I remember from the movie as well is there's a lot of like, I think magical realism going on. I don't quite remember. I don't think I have that many thoughts about it yet from when I started reading it 1 year ago. Mainly that there's just a lot of text and that we're still not on the boat. I want to get to the freaking boat. So these 3 books, together with The Switch, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and also it was Call Me By Your Name. These are the books that were picked for me from my Randomizing my TBR game. Now I just need to figure out how to fit these books into the prompts for Becca's Bookoplathon and also the magical Readathon. So I'm gonna take some time and do that, and I'll get back to you very soon where I explain what book I'll read for what prompt, basically. So I'm back and I have definitely done some thinking about which books to fit into which prompts in the different readathons I'm participating in. Let's just look at my roles for Becca's Bookoplathon. Okay, 5 roles. Here we go. I have this little thing that I'm putting on go. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Girl, boy, people, son, daughter, man, woman, king, sister, brother. For my first role, I ended up on people. This is a space where you basically just need to find a title or something that references people in either way, shape or form. For this one, I'm gonna go with the book The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Obviously, there is girl in the title of this book. It works perfectly with people. The word girl is even on the board, so I do think that works out perfectly. Next one. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hyped. I then ended up on Hyped, and for this book I plan on reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. I think this was the runner-up for the best romance in the Goodreads Choice Awards. So many people still talk about this one. I know that many people love this one, and either way, because it has been the summer and it's called like Beach Read, it has been really hyped throughout these last few months as well. So I think it's about time I get to this one. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red, green, purple, pink, orange, grey. Basically the colors. The next space I ended up on was color, and for this one I have decided to go with Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. Obviously because this one has the word red in the title. I'm not sure what this is about. I recently got it. It says, moving forward and backward in time, Jacqueline Woodson's thought and powerful new novel uncovers the role that history and community have played in the experiences, decisions and relationships of these families and in the life of a new child. As the book opens in 2001 is the evening of 16-year-old Melody's coming of age ceremony and her grandparents blah 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 blah. It explores sexual desires and identity, ambition, gentrification, education, class and status and the life-altering facts of parenthood. I don't know, but the reviews are pretty darn great for this one. It's some sort of literary fiction, contemporary but still somewhat magical setting. Many of you seems to love this one. A lot of 4 and 5 stars here. And it works perfectly for the prompt color. 8 and a double. Oh no, that's another throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opulent. The next space I ended on was opulent. And this sort of stands for like foiling, palace, royalty, beautiful cover or rich main character, anything like that. I tried to look at the books that had already been picked for me, couldn't really find one that fit, but I then decided to go for Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. 2 reasons. First of all, this one does have some foiling on it. Also, this one follows the bastard son of the prince. So obviously we have a palace or a castle and we have like a prince, the crown, royalty, so it works with that. This one follows Fitz, who is the bastard son of the prince. He is raised in the stables. To be useful to the crown, Fitz is trained to become an assassin. This one has been very hyped on BookTube, like this last year or something. This is like a 14 book long series or something like that, or there are like 3 different trilogies and then also added on novellas and stuff. A lot of books in this universe. This is the first one. It's fairly short for being an adult fantasy. It's not even 400 pages long. I think it can be so good and so entertaining, and I really want to get into these long, huge fantasy universes such as the Robin Hobb books, the Brandon Sanderson books, someday even Eye of the World and like the Wheel of Time series. I really do want to get into all of that, so this is just a great first step. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Poll pick. The next space I ended up on was poll pick. This is so much fun because I get to do a poll on Twitter and people get to choose which book to read for me. So I put up 4 different options for this one. I put up Us Against You by Fredrik Backman, the second book in the Beardtown series, Project Hail Mary because I borrowed this from the library and I need to return it soon. Same thing with Amari and the Night Brothers. I also got this from the library and I need to return it. And then finally The Midnight Library. I borrowed this from a friend and I should also read it and return it to her. At this current moment, I don't know which book has won, but I think that by the time I have edited this video, or I am editing this video, I will know, so I will put in the results and which book was the winner. Possibly the last row. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A chance card. When no one is watching. And for the final prompt I ended up on the space chance. And for this space you basically have a bunch of cards with different books on it. I had 16 cards and 8 of the books were books I was excited about reading and 8 of the books were books that I was not as excited about reading. So that's why it's a chance. It's a 50-50 that you get something that you're excited about. And the book I got was When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. And this was one of the books that I'm not that excited about reading. I've heard a lot about this book. It's been very hyped. I think it was released last year. But the reason I'm not that interested in it is because of the author. I read A Princess in Theory in February. That one is by Alyssa Cole. And I did not enjoy that one. I liked the idea, I liked the plot, I enjoyed the characters, but I felt like the execution with the writing kind of destroyed the book for me. Like I was not a fan at all. I gave the book like 1.5 stars. And because of that, I'm not really that interested in reading more about Alyssa Cole. I'm hoping that I will be proven wrong regarding her writing. I really am hoping for that. It might just be that her writing doesn't work for me. I don't know. I'm not too sure what this one is about. I think it's some sort of thriller. It's about gentrification in a Brooklyn neighborhood. We're following the character Sydney. Things are going on in her neighborhood basically. The reviews on this one does seem to be quite mixed. A lot of 3 stars. Some really seem to love it. Some seem to think it's just alright. Hopefully it will surprise me. And those were my picks for Becca's Bookoplathon. I'm quite glad that I managed to fit in at least some of the books I plan on reading either way into this readathon, so hopefully my stack won't be too big. Yeah, there's still a lot of books on my TBR for September, I think. I did mention that I also plan on participating in the magical readathon hosted by G. This one looks so cool. She has put so much time and effort into this one. I don't remember all the details about it, but I will definitely make sure to link everything down below as per usual. In this readathon, I think there's a total of 7 prompts, but I think you only need to complete 2 out of the 7 in order to complete the readathon. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I understood it from the announcement video. I've just tried to focus on like books I already plan on reading, and I've tried to fit them into the prompts. So the first prompt is to read a book with a map in it. For this one I can read Assassin's Apprentice. This one has a map in it. Most fantasies has maps in it, so it's fine. But here's the map. The blade itself does not have a map in it. That's interesting. A book that keeps tempting you, not sure about it. Perhaps I will pick something out during the month of September that will work for this. I do have some books that are constantly tempting me, so we're gonna have to see, but I have nothing planned for this one yet. We also have to read a standalone. Obviously I have quite a few standalones here. We have Life of Pi is a standalone. I think Beach Read is a standalone. When No One Is Watching is a standalone. Also The Switch is a standalone. So I have standalones, okay? I have something that will fit this prompt. Fourth prompt is to read like a ghost or haunted house or a supernatural sort of story. Have not really planned anything for this one yet. Fifth prompt is to read a thriller or a mystery. As I said, I have both The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and also When No One Is Watching, so either one of those two should work, because I think one is a thriller and the other one is more of a mystery crime sort of thing. The sixth prompt is to read a 5-star prediction. Obviously, I'm gonna have to repeat myself, the blade itself is a 5-star prediction still. And the seventh prompt is school setting. And I think this is probably the one I won't be able to fulfill, because I don't think any of the books that I have picked at the moment are set it in like a school environment. Possibly Amari and the Night Brothers, if that one ends up being picked for me. And those are the books I plan on reading in September, or some of the books I plan on reading. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Nevertheless, I have a feeling that September will be an amazing month. I'm starting my new job. Hopefully I will have more time to read on like the bus and train, since I won't be driving anymore. I think September will be interesting. I'm so excited for my birthday. I'm trying to figure out if I have any birthday content or something that I can make. Please let me know if you have any ideas for like birthday related content, I guess. I don't know how many books in total this adds up to. I think I have 6 from my TBR game, and then perhaps added like 3 more, and then another 2 or something more. I will put the number here, how many books I plan on reading. I'm happy with my physical stack at least. I'm happy with most of my read. I think I can definitely manage. I'm optimistic. It's good to be optimistic, right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you plan on reading in September, if you have any exciting reads going on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what